would I rather have Tom Brady for one Super Bowl game? Yeah, sure. For one Super Bowl game, I would rather have the greatest big game quarterback of all time, right? I wouldn't trade for Tom Brady because Tom Brady's shelf life is shorter than that of an avocado in the sun. Like it's not got a lot left before that thing is done. Where I could see Herbert, who is a guy who can play from the pocket and is a little more mobile and is 6'6" and is super cerebral, having a Tom Brady-esque 20-year run of just really great football. Makes smart moves. He doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. He doesn't buy in any of this stuff. He's not on social media. He's not doing a bunch of commercials or ads. He doesn't hot dog it. He's not doing all those other things. Now you could say, oh, well, look at all these other young quarterbacks. Would you trade him for Josh Allen? No, I wouldn't. I like him better than Josh Allen, right? I think Josh is great, but I wouldn't trade him for Josh Allen. I wouldn't trade him for Kyler Murray. I think there's a shelf life. When those legs go out, it makes him a little bit more of a pocket passer, and the guy's 5'9", and we've not seen a lot of success when that sorts of happen. Lamar Jackson can't throw as good as Justin Herbert, right? Is an amazing player. Another shelf life on that. Would you rather have Lamar Jackson for a 2 to 3 year window maybe before that Michael Vick-esque wheels? No, I would not want to do that. Then you go to somebody like Patrick Mahomes. Well, the guy's already won an MVP and he's won a Super Bowl and whatever. He also has some weird sort of he like views himself from outside and is like, oh, well, I need to make my ESPN highlight this week so that they can show it to me. They have the Bills at home and they're running like Harlem Globetrotter plays at the goal line, like having Kelsey run up under center and point at a linebacker, and then Tyreek Hill come in, and then he comes in. I'm just like,
why
you realize
you don't do that when you're losing.
You don't do it when you're losing, but you also don't do that kind of stuff against a team like the Bills that are going to be there at the end of the year. They're whooping teams. They're on the verge of slapping you in front of your home crowd. And you're out there running plays like like you're trying to football is entertainment, but the entertainment comes from winning. And now people are seeing that Patrick Mahomes has a little bit too much of the front runner showboating style play. Even that interception, that first one that Asante Samuel got in Kansas City, throwing no-look passes to a rookie tight end, and then the rookie on the sideline is like, Coach, I didn't even know the ball was coming my way. It's like, get it. It's fun. We love it. We love to see it. I'm saying it now, and you guys will be like, oh, this guy's just a homer and a fan. I'll take Herbert over Mahomes. There's not a quarterback in the league that I want over Justin Herbert.
Also, when he's seeing eye to eye with Mahomes at this point, maybe looking down on him a little bit, especially this year. Also, when you look at Mahomes' pay-cutted contract, he's a $40 million cap hit right now. Herbert's on his rookie deal. I would not trade in this moment right now. I would not trade Herbert for anything. I wouldn't trade him for anything. Nothing. Not a single player, combination of picks. Send me 10 first-round picks, I would decline it.
Yeah.
I would decline it.
You wait your whole career as a GM or a coach or whatever to get somebody like Justin Herbert who is just that dedicated to football. Like, really look at it. Like, this guy's playing in Los Angeles. He could be getting cameos on TV. He could be getting commercial deals. He could be getting huge sponsorships. And instead, he shows up, rocks the little headband with the hair tied back all nice and is like, I'm just here to play football. And has nothing but nice things to say. And as soon as they try to tell him how great he is, he talks about his teammates. He's so humble. He's so ready to just get on the field and prove it. And I think that, like, he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Now, people might go, oh, well, he was the 6th overall pick of the draft. Where's his chip? His chip is that, like, he was overlooked. If you think back on it as like a sophomore, they're like, this kid is going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. And then all of a sudden, he's got less talent in Oregon and playing against teams with more talent, and he's losing games, and all of a sudden his stock starts to fall behind people. Quarterbacks were drafted ahead of him. You can still have a little bit of like hey, I want people to know that I was that guy. I should have gone number 1 no matter what. And in hindsight, you look back, I watched Michigan football when I was a kid. Nobody thought Tom Brady should have been the first pick of that draft. Not
Yeah.
a person in the world would have gone, oh, yeah, pick Tom Brady. He couldn't even beat out Drew Henson,
Yeah,
but he had it up here.
exactly. In hindsight, Herbert would go number 1 overall without even a thought. He would go number 1 overall, and then they would just end the draft and just be like, all right, draft's over. We don't need to draft any other players this year. Yeah, and also another thing that really got me hyped, right? And this is something that the Chargers have dealt with in the past, and a lot of quarterbacks don't do this kind of stuff. You wouldn't see Daniel Dimes doing anything like this. You wouldn't see any other high drafted quarterbacks that have been drafted in the last couple of years doing anything like this. After that missed extra point, there's just under 3 minutes left in the game. Just missed the extra point. It's 42-41. The run game on the Brown side has been absolutely insane all game long. All they need is like 2 first rounds, 3 first downs to damn near make it impossible to win that game. And my immediate thing after the missed extra point was to snap my head, look at the sideline, and see what the reaction to it was. Everyone was sad. Everyone was upset. I saw players slamming stuff. I saw players going to the bench and just sitting down. And usually, and I would even say Mahomes probably would do this, he would also go and sit down. He would also be pissed off. You know what number 10 was doing? He walked around and talked to every single player on the sideline and said, we're going to win this game still. I don't know what he said, but it seemed like he was clapping to people. He was picking people off the bench. And I was like, dude, that is so awesome. And sure enough, they got another shot and they won it.
When you see him, he throws a big touchdown pass. He runs down, he jumps up, little shoulder bump with the teammate, back on the sideline, tablet in hand. What could I have done better? What could you have done? You just threw a 79-yard touchdown. But he's like, oh,
yeah,
what could I have gotten better? He's almost like, what if that wasn't there? Did I know if my second read was open? Did I know if my third, like whatever it is, he's focused, he's in the game. The haircut theory. I've been telling Mike that since the preseason.
What TDs was saying. And TDs was saying that Justin Herbert and Josh Allen both over Mahomes, and he said that he's got Herbert at 1. So, I mean, already some people in the sports world are starting to even have the thoughts of Herbert being the best quarterback in football. Kevin's in here. Kevin, sorry for your Dolphins this week, but we appreciate the love for the Chargers. I'll just say this, and I say it every weekend, honestly. Tua would never, but we'll move on. Herbert is top 7 in the NFL right now, and he's trending towards top 3. He's trending towards looking eye to eye with Mahomes, Allen, and them.
I think a few things. I think one, every time I talk about sports, one thing that I put a lot of stock in is sustainability, right? Like, and is it repeatable and stuff like that. And with him, it seems to be repeatable. Last year, they were banged up, did not have weapons, and guys like Tyron Johnson were making plays for this team, right? So he's already shown that he can do it with whoever it is, whether it was Hunter Henry or Jared Cook, and Parham Jr. seems to be stepping up now. So, like, this does seem sustainable. It seems a repeatable process of where it is. Then the next step is, what does this look like in a playoff game? Does he have the same resolve, the same composure that he'll have if they're in a playoff game and the Browns are in here doing this? Will he, how does he feel in that moment? Because that's what you want to know. You want to know if we're already seeing in primetime he's winning. It took Kirk Cousins a decade to get a primetime win. And this guy is just like, I don't care. You can put me on Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, whatever it is. Throw me in a Wednesday game, because of a pandemic. What he would have done, he doesn't matter. He shows up, and as soon as they flip the coin, kick the ball off, he's ready to go stuff it down your throat. I love this kid, and it's a great time. It's a great time to be a Chargers fan.
I appreciate you so much for tuning in. All of these clips are being pulled from the Warzone Sports Network YouTube channel. That's where I primarily am producing content nowadays. It's a network that I co-founded with a couple other insane fans. It is the first ever sports network for the fans, built entirely by fans. So click any of these videos to go over to that channel right now and subscribe. Obviously, that's where we're grinding.